Good morning, another day in the shop. So last time I spoke to you, we bargained around with the engine mounts. I've worked that out. I've got the plate off the F-trucks, this F-truck. So today is the day diffs come out, front and rear. Mate of mine's taking this. So yeah, we'll rip this out today. What we're going to do is lift the front end up with a forklift. Rip the front diff out, rip the steering box out, lift the rear end up, and then rip the tray off and the rear diff out, and then yeah, get rid of the rest of it. So that's going. Pretty keen to just make that happen. Yeah, so we'll get that sorted today. Yeah, anyway, we're going to rip in, try and get it done reasonably quick. I want to knock it out in a couple of hours. Sorry guys, forgot to film the front. It was pretty simple, just pull the bolts out and pull the diff out. We're just doing the front now. She's pretty wild looking, but it'll do the job. So just ripping them off. So yeah, we'll get that done and hopefully that will fucking sort that out. The front come out reasonably easy. It pretty much felt it was loose anyway, so yeah, I just got to pull that back bit off now. I've undone the bolts on the front, just doing the back ones now. I'm just trying to find a socket because I've lost the socket. Got the right one. Yeah, so I've got the socket now. I'll rip in, undo these back shackles, rip that diff out, start moving on to the tray and fuel tank. So I'll bring you back while when we're about to rip them out. Righto, so we've got the diff out. This is a Super Duty diff. It's locked, so I've got to work out how to unlock it. What my plan is I reckon I'm going to rip one axle out. That way I can turn the diff to where I need it. So I've just undone the bolts on the side. I'm pretty sure they're a full floater, just the same as like a Dana 80, Dana 60, Dana 70. So I'm going to undo that, pull that out, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's not held in with a circlip, but I'm not sure as yet. So I will give it a try and see what happens. You want to come and just turn that pinion? Yeah. I'll get everything else I need out of here. Anne's here giving me a hand, and then I will pull everything else out of here, and yeah, we should be right. So if your missus is into craft and stuff like that, Anne's just started her own YouTube channel. I'll let you tell her let her tell you what it is.
Yeah, so crafting with Ashwood, and I've got my first video out and I'm about to have my second one very soon.
And what do you do?
I do anything from hand embroidery to sewing, like on a machine, to literally anything craft related.
So if you're into craft, if your missus is into craft, you're into craft, if you want to go see some of that, jump on Crafting with Ashwood on YouTube to see some cool sewing stuff.
Yeah. Crafting
stuff, I guess. Yeah. Righto, we'll rip in, get this tank out, get the tray off, and go from there.
Oh, fuck, that's going everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's full of diesel still. That's why it was put up. Just hold it up, hold it up.
Yeah, it's trying to move it.
So we've got the tray cleaned off. I'm going to rip it off. I'll get the rest of this tank out so it drops. We've got the tank out, got the tray off. Nothing really exciting happened, so I didn't really worry about it. I think I'm going to go ahead and rip that off on both front and rear, because I reckon I'm probably going to be able to use them on my chassis. So I'll rip them off now and get them off. I was thinking about keeping the front ones, but there is no front ones, and they're incorporated sort of in the body mount, so I may use them, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll sort that out in a second. Other than that, everything's off the front. I may pull them brake lines off, but we'll see how we go. I did actually do some measuring. The Julie will actually go from where it's sitting there now to that blue mark just there. Do you want to come here in? As you can see, the blue mark's just here. So the bottom of the cab will end up being right there. So that's pocket height of my pants. So she'll be high. It'll be bloody good. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show you that. I've done some measuring before. So anyway, I'll bring you back when some more exciting stuff is going to happen. I'll run you through. So first and foremost, tank, that's a brand new 79. So it's got 130 litres. That will be going in the back of the Julie somewhere, if I can fit it. So that will be there. Got both diffs out. Front diff, rear diff. As you can see, I stand back and look at that and go, God, that is going to be a weapon. I'm pretty keen. As you can see, I've sort of sussed it out. It's going to sit on the outside of that chassis absolutely perfect. So pretty keen on that. I'm going to lock these spring perches off, move them in about 100 mil. That will fit there perfect. Rack that ridiculous garbage off, whatever that is. And then do the shackle flip, which will allow me to get the lift to match the front. I think I'm going to turn them springs around because I'm pretty sure Super Duty, every other car I've ever owned in a leaf spring, and most leaf spring vehicles have the shackle at the front, not the back. So I think I'll end up flipping that around and putting the shackles on the front. So that will allow me to do whatever I need, and that should get me the pinion angle right. But I'll have a look at that on an F350 first, an F-truck first, and go from there. But yeah, we're getting there. So this is only day, or probably half a day in. Righto, we're back here, new morning in the shop. We're going to rip in, try and get this suspension done today. She is cold, proper cold. Obviously it's not like you guys with the snow and stuff, but it's cold for out west here. Got iced up already on this morning, so yeah, it's cold for here. I'm gonna, first thing first, I'm going to rip in here. I'm going to rip in here. I'm going to move the diffs out, then move the Julie out, and then I will, once I move the Julie out, I'll come in and wheel the rear diff in, and then put the Julie back in, and then put the rear diff underneath of it, and then I'll try and put the front diff underneath. I'm gonna have to use, probably gonna have to use the endless chain to lift it up to put the rear diff in, because I'm not gonna be able to get the forklift around behind it unless I have a massive clean up first, which I may do, because the shed is a mess. There is stuff everywhere. I didn't show you this last night. I harvested a heap of plates, just some 12 mil and some 6 mil, and then I got the end plates off these, which are 6 mil, and that RHS is actually 75 by 75 4 mil wall, so I may use them for the mounts, that RHS for the mounts of the front shackles, but I'll see how I go. I'll work it out when I get a bit closer. So first things first, I'm gonna clean everything out, and then I'll come back to you once I've got a few things cleaned out. Righto, we're back. As you can see, I've got the forklift in here now, but I've tidied it up so it's not so messy and easier to get around. It was ridiculous before and I was just over it. I just wanted to be able to walk around. Tidied up all in front of the bandsaw and everything. Obviously there's still a bit of stuff on the top. Got the plates that I harvested. We're just flipping the springs around now on this front diff. I'm setting it up like you would a normal four-wheel drive. Shackles at the front. Your larger, bigger shackles just slide into your mount at the back. Righto, this is what I got going on. I've lifted it up. You see me putting the jack stands underneath there. So I'm trying to lift it back up at the moment. We've got two 8-tonners diffing. But let's find out. That's not too bad. I'm happy with that. Just thought I'd show you a bit of a mock-up. I just got the front diff roughly sitting where it's going to go. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a look. I didn't know how I was going to like it four-wheel drive and the bonnet and how it is, but what y'all think of that? Obviously I know there's only the front diff in it, and the diff's actually not square. It needs to go over a touch, but it's going to sit underneath them guards. Absolutely perfect. Oh no, it's not too bad. Maybe a touch more. But yeah, she looks good. All of the ground clearance. So that's there. He's up halfway between my thigh and my knee. So it's a bit taller than my cruiser, but it's got a lot more ground clearance than my cruiser. It's not actually that much taller than my cruiser. Because them 35s fit on that absolutely awesome. I don't think I'd want to go much bigger, to be completely honest with you. And I reckon that's pretty centered in the guard too. Might need to go back just a touch more. But yeah, I'm pretty bloody happy with that. It's going to be so much easier to mount the front too. I didn't even think about that or how it was going to sit. The pinion angle's a bit garbage at the moment. It's right up there. Yeah, the pinion angle's like proper garbage. But that just means that's got to come down a bit, which I'll put the mount below the chassis, which works out good for me, which will mount that shackle. It might actually end up just a touch higher than what it is now. So, yeah. Got to be happy with that. I'll smash out the rear end out of it. I'll rip that front end back off it and then start looking at making mounts to mount it up. So yeah, she looks good. I'm pretty bloody happy with it. So now we'll just, I know I haven't really done much as such, but I'll rip the front end off it, start making mounts for the front, rip the back end off, I'll rip the rest of the leaf springs off the rear, rack them off, and then I'll look at going to ripping some mounts out for the front, mount the actual F-truck mounts, which are then the Super Duty mounts to the rear of the chassis, mount the rear axle up, and then we'll have a roller. And then I'm at a point where I'm ready to start looking at yeah, I think I'm at a point where I'm ready to look at engine mounts. Righto, welcome back. We're here. As you can see, I ripped the front end off the Julie, ripped it back off so we can start putting these mounts on. So first things first, I'm going to rip the lift this up a little bit so I can get these. That's what the strap's there for. So there's a factory hole just here. I'm hoping that I can use that for the actual leaf spring perch, the leaf spring mount, and then build a separate thing on the outside of it to try and make it a little bit more solid. So as you can see with the wheel gap, the tyre actually needs to go back just a touch, which will be perfect because I actually need it to go back just a touch. The only thing that's really worrying me, obviously the car's going to have to come up a little bit more too. The only thing that's really worrying me at the moment is the pumpkin's very close. I wanted to, being that it's a big heavy motor, I kind of wanted to make it as low as I could in the car, but because the pumpkin's so close to where about the motor's going to be, I think with a wild stab I'm probably going to mount the motor higher than I actually first anticipated. So where I was going to drop it down to on the firewall, it was actually going to come in around here, which is not bad, but now you can see that mark next to the 3 prongs there. That's the 3 holes. That's about where it's going to sit, which is bloody high, I know, but there's no way I can really get around it. The last thing I want is to be out the middle of nowhere towing a big trailer and I come across a big ditch or something like that and happen to hit it a bit hard or something, flex it up, and the pump can go into the sump. That is the last thing I want, so I'll make sure 100% the motor's definitely not going to contact. I would, if I was doing it as a 4-link car, I would put it at full squish and then work it out from there, but it's a bit hard to put it at full squish with leaf springs. Righto, we got the forklift hooked up. We've got the measuring devices out and we're just trying to level this up. So, as you can see, chassis dead nuts. Side to side I'm 5mm out. So I need to go that way about 5mm with the chassis, this way 5mm with the axle. So it's 370 this side to the center, 380 that side. So I need to push the chassis over, but what I'll do is I'll do a bit more measuring, see, make sure we're fucking perfect, and then go from there. Righto y'all, so I'm sitting here and I was trying to work out what the hell was going on with this pinion, because I had it in the other truck and the pinion gear was like, the pinion angle was almost perfect. It was right on 3 degrees. The only thing I've done is change the springs around, as I thought the springs needed to be on the front of the shackles, needed to be on the front like a normal full drive. So from what I just rang a mate of mine that has a 7.3 litre, like the 99 to 04 F250. His shackles are on the rear. Rang another mate with one, his shackles on the rear. So as far as I'm aware, I've got the springs on back to front. So what I'll do is I'll lift it up, pull the diff out, flip the springs back around so they're in the right position. I been mucking around here and I've managed to do absolutely nothing, and I'm right back where I am when I swap the springs over. So this is what I've worked out. I've been trying to set pinion angle, so I swapped the springs around and got it right. My drama I had is I was using one of the analog ones. That's what I've used to do mini trucks and it's never had an issue. But when I was trying to set this up, it kept giving me weird readings, backwards, forwards. Anyway, I couldn't work it out, so I rang a mate of mine to see where I should actually set up the pinion angle, which is your up, down towards that, and then your bore joint inclination, which is your up, down of your bore joint, whether it's forward to give you caster, I believe. Anyway, so I needed to set my bore joint in my kingpin inclination at 4 degrees, and whatever my opinion was, it was what it was. There's nothing I can do about it. So I've got that set. So where I am at now is I've got all that set. I have set the chassis in the middle, the diff in the middle of the chassis. So it's square this way. It's square that way. Righto, so today was a bust. We got absolutely bugger all done. I got to a point where we were talking about before. I got it all adjusted right, the pinion angle was right, the kingpin inclination was right, everything was good, except the wheels were not sitting in the center of the wheel well, so it looked absolutely ridiculous where it was sitting. So I got it in the center of the wheel well, and now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to make the front mounts first, get the front mount sitting, and then when I do the back, my idea is to let it up or down till I get that kingpin inclination right. Once that's right, I will make mounts for the back, chuck the back mounts on, and that will be mounted. I'm going to go a little bit over 4 degrees because once I put that Cummins in it, it's going to squat down, which will give it, which will make it come up a touch, which will be perfect to where we need it. So anyway, I'm done for today. I'm frustrated and irritated that I can't do it and can't get it right. So go home, have a rest, and come back tomorrow. Morning, new day in the shop. It's cold again this morning, -2 degrees Celsius. It is cold. Anyway, we're back into it. Yesterday, I don't know what, not thinking right, and I wasted a whole entire day on, you're a bit dirty there, give me a second. Wasted a whole entire day trying to get shit right, and I just got myself in a bit of a tizzy, I think. So I was trying to use second-hand steel because I didn't want to spend any money, as with all my projects. I hate spending money. So I just bit the bullet and bought a whole new length of 100 by 6. I gotta wait for the steel shop to open to go and get it. As soon as I get that, I will start back on the front. So I'll move up the back, drill the rivets out, rack them off, undo these rear plates here, rack them off, cut them extra bolts out, rack them off. Just try and get this done so it's finished. So I will try and get everything off, ready to go, so I can just wheel the other ones in. I'm going to use the factory Super Duty mounts. Righto, so I've got this side all clean. It's ready for the new springs to go on. I'm working on this side, but before I started cutting, grinding and everything else, I wanted to rack that fuel tank off. So they come out and they've got them 2 straps just there, and got all mother of Bertha straps on them, which, yeah, I was thinking, oh, I'll just bend them straps out, but they're made out of 12mm, so I don't think I'm going to bend the straps out, and they've got little dicks on them to stop them. So my next plan is, there's a bolt up there next to that exhaust mount. I'll undo it, hopefully I can just snap it, and then I'll snap the front one, chuck the milk crate underneath of it, and the milk crate can catch it because it's not light. It's a bloody heavy thing, so damn thing. Beautiful. Righto, we got it out. It was a struggle. I didn't realise I missed 2 bolts. So there she is. Big old petrol tank. That will be going with the 46. I haven't told you yet, but this motor, chassis, everything's not actually going to work with the 46. So I believe the 46 will be on the back burner again. Irritates me a little bit, but I want to do it right. I have something really cool trying to be lined up at the moment, a motor for this, for what I want to do. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, so now that I got that out, I can go back to ripping these rear springs off. And I reckon by now the, what's the name, would be just about open. Yep, the steel shop's open, so I'll fly out there and grab this flat bar and we can do this, but I want to get these rear springs off first. Depends how I feel. I may even put these rear springs in, the rear axle in. It's just if I put the rear axle in, I'm halfway there. Like can literally move it backwards and forwards. Don't know, I'll work it out, but I'd really like to put the rear axle in. You gotta love just listening to music, jamming along, working in the shed, working on your project. That's what life's about. It's not about these fancy fucking shoes and these fancy drawers and all the rest of that. It's about craftsmanship, what the world was built on. That's what a lot of people are forgetting these days. Righto, I'm back from getting the steel. I've cleaned up, as you can see, and I thought I was filming, it started and I missed filming, bringing this up here. This is up here now. My idea is, this side needs to go, this side needs to go on there, on the passenger side. So what my plan is, I've got it jacked up at the moment. I'm just going to leave it on the jack, rip this wheel off, poke it under, and then jack it back up so it's all good. If only there was another way to get this in here. If only there was another way. Nope. Not me. Have to do it hard way. So where are we up to? We've got the front axle sitting there, got the rear axle sitting there. I am going to have to chop the perches off and move them in. probably about, I'm guessing roughly 50 mil a side. I haven't really checked that other side yet, but I will give that a bit of a look. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to move it in, I reckon about 50 mil, so I can bolt them up. Other than that, honestly, it looks really good. Nothing too crazy with the perches, I'll just have to move them in. I will grab a tape measure and give it a quick measurement. Here we go, here's a tape measure. It actually looks pretty bloody good. I know this is obviously, you can't measure to the tread because it's not 100%, but it'll give me a good enough measurement. We'll call that 280. I don't reckon we'll be far off. $270, so we've got to go that way 5 mil. Oh, sorry, over this way 5 mil, which is nothing. That's easy enough to fix. So them springs are, yeah, I'm probably going to have to come in 50 mil front and rear. Righto, I'll show you what I've got going on here. So, just mark the center of the rise. Measured back 620, so that's what the it is from the front spring to the from the eyelet to the center of the spring. So I measured back the 620, scribed a line the whole way down. I'm going to go to the other side now, mark the 620, scribe it down. I'm actually going to tack all the springs hangers on, mount the springs, cut the perches, and then I'm actually going to mount the perches and then tack them on once all the springs are mounted. It's just going to be so much easier, so much quicker. Measure back our 620, which I'm going to actually go to the outside of the hole because I want it to come forward a bit of that. So I'm going to measure to the outside of the hole. Measure the 620. And then put a scribe mark down. So that's not actually a paint marker. This is actually a chalk marker, a uni chalk marker. Rubs off easy, but it stays pretty good while you're trying to do what you need to do. So then while I'm doing that, I will mark center of the actual mirror. And all I do to do that is good old eagle eye, center of the hole, mark it, and then mark out, just like that. So, now that I've done that, I'll grab my welder, I'll tack them on, proceed to the back, line the centre line of that up with the centre line of this, with the top of the chassis. I've just got it tacked on. I am actually going to drill holes, and I'm actually going to, what I plan to do is actually drill holes and bolt the whole thing on. I think the engineer will like that a bit better. I'm back from the appointment. I got further than I anticipated before the appointment. She's on her own weight. Yes, that's there, but she's loose. So springs and everything work good. Obviously no shocks in it yet, so yep, I'm just, I set the pinion angle. I'm just welding the what's-names back on, measured it all. So rip into that and fix that. Oh, finish welding this, so I'll chuck his here while I weld that other side. Righto, she's welded. What's the name there? Yeah, so that's all done. Back, just need to drill some holes. Once I bore some holes in it, I'll put bolts in it as well. I'm not going to fully weld them. I've just welded enough to kick it on there. So onto the front. Here's a side on, make it a little bit more nicer for you. So plate off there. One plate for the what's the name there, one plate there, hole, and then I will, this plate will be bolted in 3 different spots and welded right around there. So, gonna rip in and get that done now. I've got my first little template, that's the next little template, so I'll rip in, get these done, and yeah, we'll go from there. Righto y'all, where did we get to? So, majority of the brackets are cut out for these front mounts. I didn't get the front done. As you can see, it's still sitting up. Now that I've actually done it, it won't take long and I'll get it done. It won't take long at all. So, I'm gonna make everything tomorrow to get it done. And then I'm moving on to this big girl up in there. By next week I hope to have the front suspension all buttoned up and the Cummins hopefully in there. So I know I haven't got much done this week, but I've had a few other commitments to go to, which is a little bit irritating, but it is what it is. Cool things coming. Righto, so this is what I've done. The rear suspension's on, it's in. Looking at the 4 degree pinion angle, I think I actually set it at 4.5, because once I drop it down, the diff's going to come up anyway once I put the heavy tray on it. So that's in or there. Righto, so this one's done. I've got all the hardware to bolt it on. I'm actually going to bolt it on. Yes, I've tacked it on, but I'm going to bolt it on as well. I'm thinking I might end up putting like a little plate behind that, because you can see, I can see better on the back, you can see how that plate's underneath. So I'm thinking I might put a bit of angle there and bolt it through there as well, and one in the middle, just here. So hopefully that will be good. I don't know, I think 2 will be enough, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, as you've seen, she's all, yeah, it's all not sagging, it's all like this is loose. No dramas. She's handle weight, she got the whole weight of the truck on her, so it's all good. I'm pretty happy with it. So, I'm disappointed that I didn't reach my goals, but at the same time, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Like, I can't get past how good the wheelbase is. Like, I'm happy with the whole lot. Yes, there's a massive gap here, but once I get the jewellies on it, it's going to look so fat. So yeah, I'm pretty keen to get it all happening. So anyway, I will leave this episode there. I'm pretty excited to just keep busting into this and get the whole thing done. I want to thank you for watching. For those who have been watching since the start, I really appreciate you coming and watching my videos every week. It means more than you can imagine. We are trying to thrash as quick as we can on this build. It's something I've wanted for a long time and I'm bloody excited about it. Although this is awesome and this is like crazy, the next build that's coming, that thing is going to be insane. All I'll say is it's going to be a full show truck. That's all I can say for now. But as you can see from here, this thing is awesome. Sits good. It's fat as. I'm so bloody keen to keep it going and keep it cracking. As I'm sure yous are keen to see. I want to thank you all for watching. For those of you that are new, thank you for the new watch and hope you subscribed. For those that have been coming back week in, week out, I really appreciate it. It makes worth coming down to the shed and playing with my toys. But yeah, with the Craftsman stuff, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, I said before, based around that. So pretty keen to look in them avenues and see what's going on. We'll have a bit more of a think and a ponder on it, but yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching again. Thank you very much for watching again. Like, subscribe and comment. Remember, don't be a sheep, follow your dreams. I'll catch you later, guys.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**.